Hey everybody, Frank here. Um, we're in the last few days of our Colorado bus trip, which is more likely turned into 2025 adventure trip. But spent a lot of time in reflection. I mean, it's just been me and Cash and the road, and kind of reminded on a few things. And one of those is, yeah, I've shared that this has been probably 2 decades in the dreaming to do the Colorado trip, and 5 years in the planning, and it didn't exactly go as planned. You'll see all that information. But in that, what you guys probably don't know, other than those close to us, is 3 weeks prior to this trip, I was in ICU for a week with pancreatitis. The kind of the card that tripped all things was the fact that I had been heavily drinking. I wasn't admitting it, and to some it may not seem like heavily drinking, but I had been drinking about 6-8% alcohol hard ciders a day for a year and a half. And in the last 6 months, pretty much anything I could get my hands on in the house. And well, I was looking at the calendar and realized I marked my last day of drinking August 21st, which it might have been a few days earlier than that. I think I was in the hospital at that time. But my sobering reminder is that I can't drink anymore. And part of this really pushing through the last few weeks to get to do this trip was the health scare. I wouldn't wish pancreatitis on anybody. And if you've had it, you understand. And so, yeah, I wanted to share that with y'all. And I keep getting reminded, there's a scripture in the Bible I go back to that it's my go-to. A lot of people have a scripture, and it's Psalms 42. For he pulled me out of the muck and mire, and he placed me upon the solid rock. And it's interesting because at the top of Engineers Pass in Colorado, that was the scripture that I recited, because I was on top of solid rock. And I was once in muck and mire. And in that, I spent time in reflection and some prayer and some thought and some meditation. And we're taught from a young age that we come into this world with nothing and we leave with nothing. Well, I'd agree we come into this world with nothing, but I think we leave with something. I think we at least leave with our memories. And that being said, one of the things I've decided is I'm going to continue to start making memories. Stop working my life away. So after this trip is over and I get home, there is a lot of changes. There's changes that started before I went on this trip, but there's a lot of changes. My focus in a lot of things is going to change. My willingness and want to get out and do more adventures like this is going to take precedence over a lot of things. And it may piss a lot of people off in my life, but you know what? For once, it's time to start prioritizing my own mental health, because I've spent all too many years providing and taking care of everybody around me. It's not that I'm going to stop doing that. I'll never stop providing and taking care of those around me. But I've never prioritized my own personal mental health, ever. And I've gone through several bouts with alcohol, and this one just kind of tipped the scale. But going forward, no. I can't go back to living how I was living. And there's a lot of things that are going to change. Some people just aren't going to understand, but they're just going to have to accept, because it's not for them. It's not about them. This is about my mental health. This is about where my next steps in life are. And I just wanted to share that with you. I'm trying to get more active on this channel and grow it and share my adventures, because not everybody is either in a position to force this into their life or able to get this in their life. Me personally, I've been on the hairy edge of able, and it's no longer about able. This is going to happen more frequently. Um, I have to do this. I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 in March. And I don't want to look back and ask the question, why didn't I, when I'm laying on my deathbed? I want to reach the end, my body worn out, broken, beaten, and look up at God and go, oh yeah, it was one hell of a ride. So, I know this isn't my typical type of video, and it's a little more sobering, but I think a lot of people need to hear it. And I wanted to share it with you. So, as always, keep on aging, find your adventure, make your mark, take that next step. Because at the end of the day, it's one life to live, so why not live it?